American women didn't want me, so I came to the jungles of Latin America, met the real Pocahontas, and got a woman that looks way better than any of these salty girls that are going to be commenting on this Instagram post. And I'm teaching all my brothers, if you're not being appreciated in your home country, the problem probably isn't you. You need to get your passport. And even though these American women didn't want me, believe me, the feeling was mutual. Because when I could have this right here, why on earth would I want an American woman? Get your passports, boys.
Passport bros came heavy with this one. There's a lot to say about this video, but I'm going to keep it very short. I've actually helped many of my clients find love overseas, a lot of times in South American countries. So can it work? Yes, it definitely can. But does it have its rules and limitations and guidelines? Yes, 100% as well. Just get into it for a second here. The large majority of these women that are dating these passport bros, outside of the ones that are genuinely looking for love, the large majority are either one of two things. They're either, number one, just straight to it, a worker that's looking for some kind of financial come up, some kind of financial gain, and that's very obvious. Or number two, they have a lot of baggage they're bringing into the relationship. They may be young, they may be beautiful, but they probably have a bunch of kids. In this video, there's a kid screaming mama as the dude starts kissing her. It's probably her kid. I'm not trying to intentionally defend American girls in this video, but one thing about a lot of these foreign women is they will not help you financially whatsoever. They also oftentimes don't speak English. And they can't really travel to your country unless you like legally get married or do some kind of paperwork. So if you're expecting her to come to your country, speak your language, do everything from A to Z like the girls here do, but love you and be more young and be more beautiful, it's probably not going to happen the way that you think. The guys that do successfully pull this off move over there. They live over there for a year or more. Then they bring her back legally. Then they assimilate her into the culture. And there's still issues. The girl's going to miss her home. She's going to miss her culture. There's a lot of sacrifices that have to be made on both sides. So it can work, but there is a massive cost. Just like there is a massive cost when it comes to dating in the States, there's problems here as well. But here's my big thing that I want to say about this. If you cannot get a woman to like you here, let's say in the United States, there's 200 million women here, different cultures, different backgrounds, different everything. If you cannot find one woman out of all the women here, the problem isn't the women. I'm going to break it to you. The problem is probably you. And just because these girls are young and attractive and they're willing to do things with you does not mean that they're the best girls out there in the world. They have their own problems. They have their own issues. They have their own attitudes. And they probably can't tell you because they can't speak the same language as you. There's a correct way to do the passport bros movement. I've helped a lot of guys do this, but there's also a lot of misunderstandings and misconceptions when it comes to it. You're not going to go overseas, find some calm, caring girl that's going to love you for who you are. Every single woman is going to like you for what you can bring her and what you can offer her. And the best advantage you have in those countries is that it's a poor country. So your dollar's a lot stronger. So she's really a lot of times only liking you for your financial benefit that you bring into her life. I'm happy for this guy. I'm happy he enjoys his lifestyle, but don't always believe everything that you see on the internet. And his success, whatever it may be, may not be yours.
Feminism is the biggest scam pulled on women. They told us we were empowered, but what did we actually get? Stress, debt, burnout, trading our femininity for a paycheck while still expected to do everything else at home. Here's the truth. Feminism didn't set women free. It chained us to a masculine system we were never designed for. It told us to compete with men instead of thriving in harmony with them. We don't need feminism. We need to reclaim our femininity. That's where the real power and freedom has always been.
I would not be here today if it was not for feminism. I think the original idea of what feminism was very, very good. I think it allowed women the opportunity to work and to have their own voice in society today. But if you really dive deep, like if you really get in the conspiracy theories, feminism was really started to double the GDP of the United States to allow women to enter the workforce. And in theory, this is wonderful. Like, this is a good concept. But what ends up happening is that women become depressed, they become exhausted, they get burnt out, they get stressed out because they are, as she said, females in a masculine environment. But I'm grateful for the first wave of feminism because it allowed my mom to take care of me. My father passed away when I was a kid and my mom became a widow. And so we had to move out of our cul-de-sac neighborhood into a small apartment in Baltimore, Maryland, and things got a lot harder. I'm really grateful that my mom has the opportunity to build a career here because in our country it would be a lot different. But I saw my mom become unhappy with working every single day because she didn't work because she wanted to. She worked because she had to because she had to take care of me. And so the first thing I wanted to do when I became older was to retire my mom because I hated seeing my mom just throw her life away to work. Now my mom is retired. And one thing I'll tell you about me is I love working. Obviously, I like making money, but I enjoy the process of working. I enjoy solving problems. I enjoy meetings and stress and all the stuff that comes with entrepreneurship. And I think that's the problem with what feminism has become. Feminism has pushed women to become these boss babes, these independent women, when in reality, that's not in your female nature. Men like to work. Men like to compete. Men like to push themselves to extremes. Women, I don't necessarily think that's the best thing for them to do. And if you look at all the boss babes, all the independent women, they have a lot harder of a time finding partners because they can't find men on their level. And more importantly, they become so masculine through being in a masculine environment that they're unable to really start real relationships because they just can't connect with men. And I've seen this in coaching women with dating. I've coached over 1,000 women to find their husbands, and some of the hardest clients I've had to fulfill were the richest and most successful clients that I've had. I've had women that are millionaires, that look good, that take care of themselves, their life was in check, but they struggled in relationships because they were just too masculine. My whole point with this is that I don't think feminism is a complete scam. I think it gave women the right to work, and I think women deserve the opportunity to have access to a job, to a career, if they need to do that. But I definitely think that finding compatibility with a man and building with someone in a partnership is a much healthier and much better route overall.
Honestly, no nigga of mine would ever be a nigga of yours. If he's fucking with me, he won't fuck with you. And if he's fucking with you, he can't fuck with me. That's the difference.
Someone's got to tell her, and I'll tell her. Guys will hit anything. See, women, when they get a certain quality of man, they will never go backwards. They'd rather be single than downgrade. Men are not like that. Men cheat on beautiful, attractive, amazing women all the time. Tiger Woods, Arnold Schwarzenegger with the mate, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z with Beyonce. So yeah, sometimes women that are not on your level can get to your man no matter how good you are to him.
Dating isn't even fun anymore because so many men are concerned with what they are going to get in exchange for a plate of food. They can't even hold a decent conversation with you because they're more focused on if there's going to be dessert after dessert. And it's like, sir, I am trying to get to know you. You are a complete stranger. And that's why you see so many men suggesting these low quality, low effort, disrespectful, slap in the face ass dates, such as walk dates, coffee dates, whatever the fuck else stupid ass shit they'd be recommending so they can get out of paying some, not even real money, right? $100, $200, because they feel like, oh, if I spend $100 on food, if I spend $200 on food, you owe me. You owe me. And if you don't, you're using me. That's how sick and twisted these fucking men are. So it's like, yeah, I'd rather just not date, because the idea that a man is truly convinced that I would spend my day off that I could be spending with friends, family, or myself, that I would use my time, my energy, my makeup to sit across the table from him just to get a free fucking meal is actually so wild and disturbing.
I got sent this video and I already know why. A lot of energy coming from her. I'm going to go ahead and break this down piece by piece. First off, she says that she's not going to date anymore. You're welcome to do that. Dating is not fun to you, like you said in the video. If it's not enjoyable, if it's not something that you like doing, if it's too difficult for you, you don't have to date. Nobody's holding a gun to your head. But the big thing that she's saying and she's frustrated about in this video is that men feel like you owe them something after they take you out to dinner. And perhaps the idea that men are cheap because they don't want to take women on $100 to $200 dates. I've made a lot of content about first dates. I made a lot of content about what you should do when you first meet somebody. So I'm not going to disrespect her. I'm not going to come at her. I'm going to try to provide real solutions that can help her situation. The first thing you should be doing when you meet somebody is getting on FaceTime with them, is getting some kind of video call going. Because although it's not meeting somebody in person, you can tell a lot about somebody by getting on a FaceTime call with them, how they move, how their place is set up, if they live with anybody else. You can kind of feel their energy through the phone. That's what you do. When you get comfortable with them and they're not a complete stranger, that's when you should go and meet them in person. Now let's talk about the first date. And I'm a big fan, no secret, of the coffee date, of the walk date. She calls these dates low effort, slap in the face, and disrespectful, but honestly, they're the best thing for women. The points she makes in this video are the same things that I say to women as to why they should not go on a $200 dinner date with some complete stranger that they just met. So it's not about men saving money. In fact, I tell men all the time, women are a luxury to have in your life. You're gonna have a woman in your life, you're gonna have to spend some money. So rule number one, don't date if you don't have money. Every girl is going to want her man to get her something for Christmas, Valentine's Day, an anniversary, a birthday. So dating costs money no matter what way you cut it. So it's not about saving money for the guys. Let me be very clear. It's about saving time, because as a woman, you have a time clock. You're the youngest you are in this very moment. Do not waste your time with some random guy that you don't even know that you like, because it has a lot of consequences. If the date doesn't work out, which statistically it is probably not going to, because the majority of first dates don't really lead anywhere, you are wasting time, effort, energy, makeup that you could be using for something else. Not only that, you're tarnishing your reputation to the city. If you're in a small city and you're going out date to date with guys that you're not actually ending up dating, you look bad. My advice is go on the coffee date, go on the walk date, go on the first low effort date and save yourself some time. And if it makes sense for you, allow him to take you to dinner for the second date.
I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm not sucking, I'm not fucking, I'm not washing clothes and folding drawers and putting them in drawers. I'm not doing none of that shit unless he buys me my house in the hills overlooking the ocean in Malibu. He has invested into assets in my trust fund. I am written into his will.
This kind of stuff makes me cringe because you can demand anything you want out of a relationship. You could say that you want this, that, and the third, and that is completely fair. But you getting it is a whole different scenario. Women often complain that they're constantly objectified by men. And it's videos like this that just set them way back. Because if a man were to come on here and say, I'm not going to spend $1 on her unless she does X, Y, and Z, you would say, oh, this man is cheap. This man is broke. This man is not a real man. This man is transactional. This man objectifies women, so on and so forth. This kind of mindset will never get you far because the moment that guy finds a younger, more attractive, more obedient girl, he's just going to replace you. Because the nature of that relationship isn't even a relationship. It's a transaction. It's you do this and then I'll do that. And while this content might very well be rage bait, there's a lot of content like this that's for real. That's serious. And it honestly just breaks my heart because the direction that this is going, it is just not it.